Hello everyone, this is RKD from Joy25. Today we're going to do a video to show you what type of checks are being done during the PDI pre-delivery inspection on this gasoline-powered Rippa R10. The goal of the PDI inspection is to confirm that the machine is fully operational, all the functions are working, and the customer will be able to use the machine as soon as he'll perform his daily checks. After showing the PDI inspection, we'll go ahead and show you what type of daily checks should be performed every day before using your R10. In the end of the video, we'll show you some extra checks which aren't a part of the regular PDI but can be done on customer request, such as borescoping the hard-to-see places for any signs of hydraulic leaks and checking the hydraulic pressure on the machine. First, we'll start the PDI from conducting a visual walk around of the machine, and we'll be looking for any physical signs of damage and potential rub points for the hoses that we can see outside. As you see, we have a little scratch over here, which can be touched up, but no signs of major impact or structural damage on the machine. Here is the other side. Also, we want to check the hydraulic hoses for the motors. They all look good. The operator controls also look good as well. Here's one of the potential rub points that we will address. As you see, this hose over here is bending, and that's not the best way for it. Over the time, it might rub through, so we will just pull the hose in more to avoid this bend over here. Okay, so what we did, we just pulled that hose in from the inside when we lifted the floor plate, and it's gonna be kind of right up there, and right now it doesn't rub on anything. We will keep an eye on it after we'll use the machine, because it should pull forward with the movement of the bucket up and down, and then side swing boom left and right, and we'll see how that hose will behave. Also, while lifted the floor plate, we checked for any obvious signs of leakage. So this oil over here, this is just from, I assume when Ripa was filling the hydraulic oil tank, they spilled some oil, so that's not a concern. The main point is that everything else seems dry. So that oil spill or potential signs of the oil most likely is from the spillage from the filling the oil tank. As you see, this is very old. Once we'll run the machine, we'll take a peek there again. Here's a view from the other side. So everything's dry. That's a good sign. Now let's proceed and take a look at the engine compartment. On the R10, it's important to check for leaks by the joysticks, as that would be a common area of a leak. Also, it's important to check for any rub points on this plate. On this machine, everything looks good. The valves are dry. We don't see any signs of leakage anywhere. So looks good over here. Next, we'll proceed and check the engine oil level, and the dipstick is over there. I got a clean paper towel. We'll unscrew the dipstick. Wipe off the oil that's in here right now. Right now it's shown just above or just below the high point. I'll screw it back in and check it again. Okay, in, screwing it out. Yep, just below the high point. So if you guys will be able to see it, here's where the oil is. Looks good. I'll just put it back in and we'll move on with our inspection. Next, we want to check the hydraulic oil level. To do so, you can take a look at the side glass over here. We'll show you a close-up. Here's the close-up of hydraulic side glass. As you see, the oil is below the red dot, but it is in there. A couple of the reasons that why it is like that is because the boom is not on the ground right now, and that will impact your oil reading because some of the hydraulic oil will be in the cylinders. And the other reason is that when machines come from the factory, they quite often have some air in the lines, and even though we topped it up to the level before this video, because we used the machine, some of the airs might be working through the system. So we'll go ahead and lower the boom and then take a look at it again. Because R10 has the mechanical controls, they're not actual pilots, we'll be able to lower the boom by just simply pushing the lever forward. As you can see here, the arm will swing out as well under the gravity. Okay, the boom is on the ground, and then we can do the same thing with the dozer blade by simply standing on it and holding the lever. All right, and now let's go and see if our hydraulic level changed. The hydraulic level went up a little bit, but we want it to be at the middle of the red dot, so we'll go ahead and add some hydraulic oil before we'll start running the machine. All right, we topped up the hydraulic oil, and now we can start the machine and check all the functions, make sure that everything's working fine. Now we'll go ahead and check all the functions of the machine. So to start it, since it's a gas model, we want to pull out the choke. Here's the choke over here. And then make sure that our pump is disengaged. It has a lock unlock button over here. It should be in the lock position. We'll show it to you. So I'm talking about this lever. So it should always be in the locked position when you start in the machine. And we can go ahead and turn the key. Okay, machine's engaged. We'll push down the choke. And now we can put the unlock button to engage the hydraulic pump. Now we got the hydraulic power and we can test our functions. So we want to run every function multiple times. We'll do everything one function at a time first. Check our bucket curl. Okay, that works. we'll check our side swim boom. To engage the side swim boom on the R10, you have to hold the button on the top of the left joystick and move it left and right. Hold the button. Not very comfortable to do in the gloves, but it is below freezing right now. So side swim boom seems to work fine, and then we'll just check the cab rotation. Cab rotation looks fine. Now we want to lift the machine and check the track extension and track tension. So you want to make sure your side swim boom is straight when you do it. And we're first going to lift the machine with the blade first. Okay, and now we can do it with the bucket end. Off the ground, we'll engage the track extension, pull the tracks out. We want to do it a couple times. Okay, that's good. At this point, we'll shut off the machine and we will check the track tension. So we'll disengage the pump, lower the RPMs, and shut the machine off. To check the track tension, what we want to do is we want to measure distance between this roller closest to the idler and the track. This distance should be from 10 to 15 millimeters as per Ripa specification. Since we check it all the time, we did a shortcut and we 3D printed this part that has a distance of 13 millimeter, just like in the middle. And we can just go ahead and see if it fits. As you can see, or if we can just come in closer. Our spacer part doesn't fit underneath the wheel. And so that tells us that this space is less than 13 millimeters. So we'll go ahead and adjust it. GOT5 carries spare parts for the machine that we sell, and we have spare track tensioners in stock. So this will easily demonstrate how the track tensioning system works on the R10s. So it has a thread rod with a lock nut over here. So in order to tension first, we need to back up the nut, and then we'll be able to turn the rod, which will push out this plate that's attached to the this idler wheel. And then once we've done the adjustment, we'll just tighten that again. And once it's tightened, then this rod will not be possible to move. To access it, first we will take off this plate. Usually we'll just loosen the bottom bolt and take out the top one, and the plate will just swing down and then perform this operation. Okay, first we'll need a ratchet with a 12 millimeter socket. Okay, got this off, and we'll just loosen this bolt. turns. All right, now we can access our tension mechanism. So I'll use this wrench to loosen the silver nut. Okay, all right, so let's check it. Perfect. So as you see, our 13mm spacer fits perfectly underneath the track and the wheel. So this is how we want it. So now we'll just go ahead and lock the silver nut to make sure the track tension will not change. So I'm holding the rod with this key and just locking the silver nut now. All right, we tighten the tracks, put back the cover, and as we see right now, the spacer fits perfectly, so we know that our space is 13mm. Good, let's go check the other side now. Okay, on this side the track is over tightened as well. As you see, spacer doesn't fit, so we'll go ahead and adjust it. While tensioning the tracks, we notice the signs of the oil drip on the front of the track over here. That tells us that it had to come somewhere from the boom, as the boom was over the tracks when we were turning the cab around. If we look over here, we did a quick check and we found that there's a oil leak just from this fitting, so most likely it's just loose, so we'll just wipe it off and tighten it. And then also there was a leak inside the bucket, which kind of confirms that this is our culprit. Okay, so first we'll just wipe off the oil, make sure everything is dry. Get underneath there. Okay, then we'll take wrench number 22 to hold the bottom fitting, and then 17mm to tighten the hose. Okay, and we just do hand tightening. That should be it. We don't want to over tighten it. We'll wipe it off. And then we'll operate the thumb and then see if it's going to leak from there or not. Okay, awesome. Let's start up the machine and continue checking the rest of the functions. Okay, let's start the machine again. Pull out the choke. Start it, choke in, a little bit of gas, or turn on the pump. A little bit of gas, and now we're going to lower the machine with lifting the boom first. Okay, now we're going to lift the blade. Oh, forgot to put the tracks in, so track switch. Now we're going to lift the blade. Okay. We'll operate the hydraulic thumb. As you see, the thumb moves very slowly, and the most likely reason for it is one of the diverter valves isn't in the right position. So let's take a look. I'll shut off the machine. Here's our line for the hydraulic thumb that goes this way. But if we look at the diverter valve, the hydraulic oil flows to the auxiliary function that you'd use for an auger, for example. So all we have to do is just to flip it like this, and this way we'll be sending the hydraulic oil to the hydraulic thumb. Let's see if that's going to work. And then on this side, it has slightly different hydraulic diverter valve, but it works the same way. We just here have A and B. And if we see that the switch right now in the position B, and this is the hose that's going to the hydraulic thumb, so we don't need to change anything here. Let's start it up and try it again. Okay, try number 3. Okay, let's try this on now. Works like magic. We'll just run it a couple times and then check the leak on the hose that we tightened. All right, now we'll go ahead and check the leak. So I'll just shut down the machine. Okay, here's a close-up. The hose is dry as expected, so just a quarter turn fixed the issue that we found. Okay, now we'll go ahead and try driving the machine to make sure that it works as expected. Try driving the machine. Okay, it seems to drive fine. And then one more check that we will do is we will test the mechanical quick hitch to make sure that it can disengage and engage the buckets. For that, I will need to grab a wrench and get out of the machine, so I'll shut off the engine for now. To operate the mechanical quick hitch, we'll need a wrench. There is a lever over here that you will pull on with the wrench. And then you also need to pull out this safety pin. So first I'll pull the pin out and then push down on the lever. Now the quick hitch is engaged, and I will just check by see that the bucket can go forward. And then now it's locked back in. And then if you come around here, to make sure that the safety pin is engaged, you want to see it from the inside that it's on top of the mechanism. Here's our safety pin, and right now it's engaged. So quick hitch works as expected. While outside, we'll also check the dozer blade extensions. So we want to make sure that this pin can be pulled out, and this slide can be flipped out as well, and the pin goes in. So that's secure, that's good. We'll put it back. And then we'll do same thing on the other side. We'll pull out the retainer pin, flip it out, put the pin in, So that's good as well. Next test we're going to do, we're going to check the max hydraulic pressure on the machine. Our goal is to confirm that it's not above the maximum rating as per the spec sheet. For the R10, the maximum PSI is 2600. To test it is fairly easy. We have this pressure gauge that's connected to a 3/8 quick connect. And we'll use our auxiliary port over here. We'll just plug it in. And it has some pressure there. Okay. It's plugged in, and then we want to make sure that the valve was switched over to the position where the hydraulic gauge is. We already switched it. Then we'll just place the gauge over here so we can see it, and then we'll go ahead and start the machine to see what it's going to show us when we're going to push the pedal to engage the auxiliary function. As we saw, the pressure was going up to about 2300, which is below 2600, and for the PDI purposes, that is sufficient. Quick note on the 2300 psi pressure that we saw, it is technically below what Ripa recommends. Normal pressure should be 2460 psi, but as for the PDI purposes, we're just concerned with safety. This machine is safe to operate on 2300. If customer wants to, we can get a mechanic to go ahead and adjust the pressure to a higher PSI of 2460 as Ripa recommends. But quick note, it is cold right now, it is below freezing, so it would be a good idea to retest the PSI when the machine is hotter and the hydraulic oil is about 50 degrees Celsius. And at that point, we would expect the pressure to be a bit higher, and most likely it's normal. So personally, I wouldn't adjust the pressure myself. Now we'll see that on the hydraulic gauge, we still have some pressure inside the system. So to take it out will be difficult. We want to release the pressure, and we can do it just by pressing on the pedal. And as you see right now, the pressure is gone. It's depressurized, and we can safely unplug it. So I'll just pull over here, and it's off, and I'll switch back the valve to make sure that our hydraulic thumb is going to work, and put the cover on. Near the end of PDI inspection, we want to do one more check for the potential leaks as we run the machine. And as we saw with the hydraulic thumb, this is when leaks happen. The area we wanted to check back was here. As you see, there's no new hydraulic oil, so I don't think there's any leaks there. The rest of the machine looks dry as well. That's a good sign. We're gonna check all of the connection points where the hose is connected to the cylinders. So all of that looks dry as well. And we don't see any leaks over here. We'll go back to the engine compartment and check for the leaks on the connection points here. Everything seems to be dry. That's what we want. Last check for the PDI inspection, we'll check the side swim boom cylinder for leaks, internal leaks. In the past, and that was around 2024, we had some machines where the side swim boom had some play in it, and the reason for it was a faulty cylinder. The way to check it is when machine is off, just apply some side pressure on the boom, and you shouldn't be able to move it. Right now, like this move is just the tension, basically, as you see, like the cab is moving a little bit. This is normal, and it's just because of the space between the slew ring and the gear motor, but the swing cylinder doesn't move, and we'll just push it this side as well. So as you see, that's all good. So overall, PDI inspection is complete. During the inspection, we were able to find 4 issues. Issue number 1, it was the hydraulic oil leak from the hose to the hydraulic thumb. Issue number 2, it was a potential rub point with the hose that was kind of potentially can be pinched over here or rubbing. Then we noticed that the track tension was too tight, and the hydraulic oil level was a little bit low. So we addressed all of that, and right now this machine is ready to be shipped to the customer. Having said that, this machine is not ready to go ahead and start digging. The main reason is that the customer, once he gets the machine, he needs to perform the daily checks and perform greasing. When machines come from Ripa, not everything is greased, and if we'll see over here, some points have grease, some points are dry. We'll just show you where the grease points are, and then when the customer will get it, he'll grease it himself. We do offer a service where we can go ahead and grease the machine, and when you get it, it will be fully ready for digging, but that's an extra service. Here's a quick overview of the grease points. So you want to make sure you grease every moving point that the machine has. So here we have 2 points over here. We have 3 points over here. Then if we'll go from this side, there is the point on top. There is one more point over there that you can access when you lower the boom. Then we can go to this side. Here we have additional grease point. When we, with the hydraulic thumb, you have the one grease point over here and one over there on the cylinder itself. Then we want to grease cylinder from the top, cylinder over here, cylinder grease nipple over there. To access it, you need to lower the boom all the way out. Then we have for our side swing boom, grease point on top. Over here we'll have 2 grease points for the slew ring. Then we want to grease our blade, one over there. Then we have 2 points for the blade cylinder. And then we'll need to walk around to the other side. And over here we'll find grease point for this point, grease point for the blade here, and then underneath there is one more point that has a hose which will go to the back of the cylinder, and you want to grease it as well. There's 2 more hard to see grease points, one over here for the extendable tracks, and then the same one on that side over there. In addition to greasing the machine, you should always also check track tension, hydraulic oil level, engine oil level, rub points, and any exterior damages on a daily basis before you start running the machine. Once you do it, you can go ahead and dig with it. We've been filming so long that it actually started to snow, so we'll call it a day. Thank you everyone for watching, and if you're going to have any questions about Ripa, excavators, skid steers, wheel loaders, or custom attachments, please visit joty5.com or give one of our dealers a call. And as always, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.